Hello, it's Binni here. Thanks for joining us in this session. How are you? Now it's 9 p.m. Wednesday, Singapore time, 9 p.m. here, evening. Have you had your dinner yet? You can see I'm actually dressed in my sleeping gown already. I'm ready to sleep already. But I have with me here Pauline. All right, so she's going to join me in this session where we're going to talk about how to trade oil. Okay, and the simplest method, of course, winning method as well to trade oil. So let me just show you what we're going to talk about today. All right, so simply just how to trade oil, but I don't think that we're going to just apply that to oil. I think we're going to do probably a lot more other than oil. All right, so I think that we might just go through some other pairs if you're interested. Just now, Pauline asked me, why do I want to stream live? Why do I want to do all this? My answer is I just wanted to show you, all right, what we are doing in the alien world. Okay, so that's really the intention. But before we moved on, let me just flash your favorite slide, which is the disclaimer slide. Whatever that's covered here will be purely educational. All right. So one of the reason I think that Pauline might be interested to trade oil is because of this particular news. All right. We know that oil, Biden administration, is set to start refueling oil reserve, and this could be, very interesting for us to take note of what's going to happen in oil. All right. We have here with me Pauline. Hi. How are you, Pauline? Where are
Hi.
you right now?
I'm at home actually, also in my pajamas.
So finally you guys get to see us in our pajamas, huh? All right. Can you just briefly introduce yourself?
Sure. Actually, I've been trading with Beanie for about 2 years using the alien wash strategy. And I think basically I found it very interesting because the strategy is not something that you could find it in books. Yeah. And it's very unlike other causes like that you see in the market. So I think the icing on the cake was when she actually developed this automation called Alum to help with very simple yet fast free trading. So that was really something that I like and I continued to use lah until today. Yeah.
Okay. I think I would like to, share a little bit about one of the component in the whole strategy, and that's really the intention of what I'm going to talk about, and that's really the Autobox. All right. So let's talk about Autobox. For those viewers who are not too familiar with Autobox, all right? Probably when I'm discussing, maybe Pauline want to share a little bit on how she used Autobox. So this is oil here. So we are trading into this contract called US oil. Of course, if you like to, you can trade into, let's say, UK oil. Basically, they move in a similar manner, all right? But they're oil. So one of the reasons why we want to choose into oil, and we made various trades in oil. I remember that, correct me if I'm wrong, Pauline, I remember that we went short around here. So that was the first trade. And maybe I think the second trade was here. So that was the second trade. And then somewhere around here, we actually went the third trade, which was short, right?
Yes.
Then recently, we went the fourth trade here, which was long. Of course, not only that we have that short trade, we also have the long trade. Okay, so long trade, for example, let me just show. I realize that my pen isn't showing up. Okay, so let me just show another one more stream. Okay, so the first one, as I said, that's the first trade. That's the short. The second one, and then the third one, that was a short, and the fourth one, that was the recent short. And of course we went long. All right, I remember the long side was here, so that was a very, very obvious long. And the other one, I'm not sure whether we did the long here, but basically we just traded off the range. When it's at the top, we went short. All right, when it was at the bottom, we actually went long. Okay, so what makes us so confident about this trade? I think it's probably has to do with the auto boxes. All right. Do you remember when was the time that what makes you decide to go long or short in oil, Pauline? Right.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on this one here?
I think basically it is using the auto boxes to find support and resistance levels. So whenever we want to go short, right, we will aim to try to short at the top and long at the bottom. So basically, when we observe the auto boxes, right, places where we find that there is a lot of quarter highs or the top of the auto boxes is where we can actually plot in the resistance levels. And at the bottom of the quarter boxes, this is where we find the support levels. So that is when using the auto box concept, it becomes very clear and very easy to decide on the direction of the trade and what kind of signals to look out for.
Yeah, I think you hit on something that's very important, all right? Being very confident, being very clear on a signal to look out. All right, so because there are many methods to look for support resistance. All right, support will be, for example, the floor, the resistance will be the ceiling. But many times, right, when you are looking at a chart, you just simply do not know whether the levels, the support resistance levels that you have drawn, whether they are correct. So with auto boxes, it removes one thing, all right? It gives you that confidence and it removes the doubts, okay? And it gives you the confidence by using this term, which is called quantify, okay? And that this quantify is very important. Why quantifying a support resistance is very important? For example, if you take a look into each of the boxes here, so this is a box, right? Now, this one box is actually a week. Okay, 1 week. Now, how do I know that this is 1 week? Because if you take a look at each of the box and inside the number of candles is always 5, because 5 days, 5 trading days is equal to 1 week. Now, why are we so confident in this particular trade, right? That means every time when it goes up there to short, it has to do with the ability to quantify the support resistance. Okay, what do we mean by quantify? So let's talk about the most recent trade where we did the short here. All right, when price moves into this level, that means at this particular level, we're able to quantify to say that previously, okay, that resistance has been valid for how many weeks? X weeks. For example, we take a look at before, right, the point that we shorted here, there was a resistance here, so that was the first week, the second week, the third week, and somewhere around here was the fourth week, fifth, sixth, seven, all right, eight, 9, 10. And as I move further, you're going to see 11 and 12. Okay, we were so confident about this short because we are able to quantify that it was a resistance for 12 weeks already. 12 weeks, I'm talking about 3 months here. So it's not a short-term resistance. Okay, this resistance has been valid for 12 weeks. Okay, so that's very important because this is the additional inputs of Autobox. It lets you quantify the levels, and at the same time, it lets you be confident about the trade that you're going to take. Okay, so that's the reason. This very, very simple reason why whenever it hit that resistance, we actually move to a short. Okay, so that's how we used Autobox. All right, so I've said enough. I want to let Paulyn, Paulyn share, all right, how she, use Autobox. Okay, so Paulyn, do you want to talk about how yourself, all right, being a trader, how do you use your Autobox concept?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so basically now you are able to see my chart or MP4. So what Binni mentioned about the trades, right, were actually are just recent trades, but I've actually used Autobox for a very long time already. So I wanted to point out, if you can see this turquoise blue box here, right? Also based on the Autobox theory, whereby there was a low of a quarter box and another low of the quarter box, and there was actually a retest into the same level. And this period of time, right, I actually started to go long into oil when there was no news about any oil stuff in the market. Yeah, then subsequently, a few months later in February, then the war broke up. So by then, right, actually the oil trade already moved just purely based on using Autobot strategy. So what I did was just to go long here, since it was at the quarter low and the retest of this. So when it reached right at the top, right, of course along the way I actually took my profits when it actually went parabolic. So I told myself that I have to exit lah, because anytime I will get flushed out. Yeah. So when the parabolic move happen, right, as in with even other instruments, sometimes there's going to be, it's actually a signal that things may start to turn around. But again, using the concept of Autobox, when the next quarter high came, right, I was actually observing the movement of the prices around
When
the
you
Yeah.
you talk about quarter box, quarter high. Maybe you
Yeah.
want to introduce to our viewers what is quarter, because I think that not many people use the quarter level, but I do encourage in my class in all my strategies to use the quarter level, because the quarter level is actually the level that's being used by funds managers. Okay, so fund managers like to use quarter level because you know that they reshuffle their positions every quarter. Maybe you want to introduce about how you use the quarter boxes as well.
Sure. Okay. So basically, when we talk about quarter boxes, right? So one box itself, instead of like what Binni showed in the day chart, right? This is actually a week chart. So one candle is actually 1 week. So one quarter box actually consists of 3 months of weekly candles. So to me, right, when I'm able to see prices or resistance and supports on the quarter level, right, using quarter boxes, then I realize that the signals are a lot more stronger, and I feel that I'm more convinced of the move that is to come. And sometimes when I'm able to see that very clearly, right, then moving forward the next few weeks, I actually know what to look out for. So for example, when prices hit and retest the quarter high again and it cannot go up further, then I know that subsequently the next few weeks I should be looking for short already. And if there is no turnaround of any signs, then I know this trend will likely continue until the next support level. So this is what I do lah in terms of using boxes to trade. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. I think something to share with the viewers here is if you take a look into oil, right? I said that it should be a very simple, easy way to trade oil. Have you ever guys ever wonder why did oil stop at $70, $71? Ever think about the reason why it doesn't stop at 65, to why it stopped at 70 level. Okay, so that was the most recent low in oil. Okay, now if you can use the quarter boxes, it's definitely going to tell you a very, very clean picture. And with this very clean analysis, very simple analysis, you have that conviction to believe in, probably that oil had found a support level. All right, so just look a little bit left. Okay, around this region here, just look a little bit left, you realize that, okay, that's another one more quarter box here. So that's another 1/4. So right now, oil is stopping here. And then if you move that a little bit further, you realize that that's another one more quarter, another one more quarter. So these would be the quarter high. So 1/4 low, all right, another one more high here. So that's the second quarter, and then that's the third quarter. So that's also the reason why oil is stopping in this region of $70, and right now it's actually coming inside here. All right, so this makes it very interesting. And I'm not sure whether Paulyn noticed. You realize that the recent high was here. All right, if you look left a little bit, and you realize that it coincides with another one more quarter high here. Okay, so one key takeaway with today's session is that if you can, the thing you need to do is to use Autobox to quantify your support resistance, and to use, for example, the quarter box, because that's really helped us a lot in our trading.
Yep.
Yeah. Paulyn, do you want to show a little bit on what's your thoughts in gold? I think that we discussed about gold recently.
Yeah. Okay, sure. Let me go to my gold chart.
Okay, I will wait for you to go to your gold chart.
Okay.
And for those viewers right now watching this live stream, if you do have any questions for myself and Paulyn, please let us know so that we can tackle it right away for you using auto boxes.
Yeah. Okay. So I think somebody mentioned about goal also in the chat. So again, it's really about using Autobox on a weekly chart for me. Again, like I mentioned earlier, usually when I can see things on a higher time frame, then it gives me a lot more added confidence. Yeah, to know whether I should go long or I should go short. So basically, when you first look at the weekly chart, right, you are able to see certain support and resistance levels. So those denoted in purple lines or the turquoise blue boxes will be where I see support. Then those that are the green lines and the yellow boxes are where I see resistances. So for me, it's just almost like a no-brainer kind of thing. So I will go long at support level and go short right at the top. So in between the
You
range,
don't
right?
really just use the Autobox to go long or go short, right? Because
Yeah,
that's not how you're supposed to do.
yeah, must wait for trigger lah. At the end of the day, there must be the wash and rinse trigger. But
Yeah.
the support and resistance levels will give me an indication what kind of signals I should look for in the coming days and
Yes.
weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. Or rather, let's put it this way. I think that any type of a how to say support resistance, whether you are using quarter box or not, all
Hmm.
right, or whether you're using auto box or not, right? I think very important, okay, any type of support resistance, whether you're using pivots or whether you're using some special support resistance, it has to be accompanied with a trigger at that point. So any trigger has to be near to a strong level. Any strong level has to, in order for you to act on it, right? Unless you're doing a limit order, it has to have a trigger there. And this is where I always emphasize in my lesson. All right. One questions from Wen Chao is that he asked where to get the Autobox. The Autobox it's something that's included in our TOR program. So I'm just going to talk about that later on because TOR program is fully refunded. That means the cost fee is fully refunded and it includes all these indicators that are programmed, okay, which includes the Autobox. I thought that I just wanted to share a little bit more because for Go Trade, it was something that I mentioned in my webinars, and I think that we are probably looking at Go. Okay, a lot of people have a lot of problem believing. Okay, I would say that believing in a trade, having a lot of confidence in executing your trade. All right, have you guys ever tried? So, for example, you execute a trade, and then you next day you wake up, or maybe next 1 hour you wake up, and then you go to the toilet and look at the chart. You wasn't very convinced or wasn't very comfortable. And at the same time, not only that you're not comfortable, you probably see some losses. And once you see that losses, you quickly just click the button and close the trade. All right, that's a display of not being very comfortable or not being very confident about the trade. Okay, so you might have a winning trade, but end of the day, you just doesn't make money from that. So I like to program all these things. I like to do all these things to set your trading mindset in the right manner. So one of the things that the Autobox will help, and it really helps a lot. It's for you to quickly see a support resistance without drawing one, but at the same time be very convicted, all right, of this particular level. So if you look at the screen, I think Pauline also highlight that, right? The current level of gold right now, again, this is not about asking you to buy here or to trade here, but the current level, have you ever wondered why it stopped here? If you look left, right, it was a quarter high. So that's the first quarter box, and then going back a little bit more, that was another one more quarter high. So it probably comes into a congestion here. Okay, then look left a little bit, all right, and then that's another one more quarter high. Okay, so we have in this place here a total of 3 quarter boxes, I mean, supporting gold at this moment. All right. And of course, that's the reason why we're interested in gold. And probably that's the reason why gold is rebounding at this area here. Okay. So maybe that we should really tackle one of the question that was being asked by the user here. So Kuma asked, are these support resistance auto-generated or manually determined? Probably Pauline want to take this question because you're so familiar with with Autobox already.
Okay, so basically, like I mentioned, in the quarter box. So let's say if it's in the quarter, then maybe I should use my screen to show you.
I think to answer straight to the question, these levels are automatically generated.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, automatically generated. In all my method, I don't really like to draw anything. I like it to automatically generate. Yeah, but perhaps I want to share a little bit more on the boxes for gold.
Okay. Yeah, I'm using my screen right now. Okay, so basically, right, if I look at the boxes for gold, right, I would see that, for example, if I again I will, because I'm somebody who likes to go to look at the weekly levels. So I think around here there was a flush down, and then after that there was a wash and rinse strategy that actually highlighted to us that this support was not going to break down further and that things were going to reverse. And using the Thor strategy and the auto boxes, right, you can see that this weekly candle was a very, very bullish one. And it actually washed above something what we call a month wash level, which if let's say you were to come on to the Thor strategy course, you'll be able to learn what is called month wash. And that to us is a very big deal when prices is able to go above this level. So from there, then we started to see that probably gold was gonna become very, very bullish. So even within our community, there were various signals, even near to the bottom, that there could be certain long positions that we could take. Yeah. So this is one way like which
Okay.
the use the auto box.
Yeah. There's question on, for example, BTC. I think I really want to show you BTC and probably to revise a little bit on the concept that we are covering. So, audiences, viewers out there, can you let me know whether the current price level of BTC, which is Bitcoin, whether it is near a resistance or near a support? And I need you guys to identify this level in just like 3 seconds, as fast as how you cook your instant noodle. I need you to identify the levels in 3 seconds. Okay, so let me just show you the levels I'm talking about, which is BTC. Okay, so this is the current price of BTC. Let me just get that. The current price of BTC is around here. My question is that, is currently this one here a resistance or is it a support? Okay, I need you to instantly identify that in just 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. What do you think? I'm waiting for your answer. Let me just get a bit of your response. How about the rest of you? Yes, I'm starting to see some responses coming in already. Yep. Yes. All right. So this is near to a resistance. If you look left, okay, just take a look. Take a look to the left side. Okay. I want you to be also not only be able to see a resistance, but be very convicted about this resistance here. Right. How do I know that this is a resistance? Look left, and you find that okay, it was a quarter high. So that was another one more quarter box high here. Okay. So that's very clear. All right, is a quarter resistance. Just 3 seconds will get you that. All right, so let's do another one more exercise. I'm just going to show a little bit more in terms of the prices here. Okay, I'm just going to draw for you a price level. Okay, just a price level, and this as the price level here. Okay, just the price level here. So the price level that I've drawn in is 28,700 plus minus around there. All right. Can anybody let me know why did I draw on this price level? And all right, do you think that this is a strong level? And why? I know that it's a mouthful. So first thing, let's try to make a guess, right? Let me just ask Pauline first. Pauline, why do you think that I decided to draw on this level here, which is 28,700? I need 3 seconds to answer the question.
Yeah. So basically the prices actually got flushed down two quarter boxes. Yeah. So to us, it's a very, very bearish signal once it breaks the low of that two quarter boxes. So to come back up, it will be a huge resistance. If prices can overcome that level, then it will be quite a bullish signal, I think.
Okay, but the reason why I drew 28,700.
Yeah, it was the low of various quarter boxes.
Okay, very good. How many boxes then?
3.
Probably need to count.
Yeah.
Yeah, in
Oh,
fact, that is not 3, it's actually 4.
okay.
Okay, so let me just move my line a little bit, because for this, all right, so that was the level that I've drawn in here. Just gonna expand a little bit so you can see a little bit clearer. So this was the level that I've drawn in here. Let me just get the pen. And this was one box, 1/4. So that's another one more quarter. All right, second, and then that's another one more quarter. That's the third one. And this was a quarter high. So they came together flush. All right. So in other words, if let's say price is to move up, okay, imagine that if price of BTC is to move up, and from the current resistance, then easily with the auto boxes, you're able to know that the next resistance, which is going to be very strong, is 28,700. All right. Now, not only that, you are able to quantify. Quantify means that you are not only able to say it's a very strong resistance, but it's a resistance that made up of 4 quarters. Okay, what's 4 quarters? What is the meaning of 4 quarters? Any idea, Pauline? 4 quarters.
1 year.
1 year. So you can quantify, this resistance is 1 year. So that becomes very easy. All right. Okay. I hope that the viewers out there, you can understand the quarter boxes. Let me just see whether there's any other questions coming from the rest. Seems that there's not many questions today, because I think that we had a very simple session. Well, any thoughts, right, that you have, Pauline, when you were using the auto boxes? When you
Mm,
first started using the auto boxes, what were your thoughts about it?
I think when I first started trading, I couldn't see prices very well. I think I struggle like with a lot of people. I mean, a lot of other people, like I cannot see prices. I don't know whether they are going up or gonna go down. So I find that I started to guess, and then I started to second
Mm.
guess my guesses. So it was terrible lah. So until I learned the concept of Autobox, then when things become very, very clear, then I realized that I'm able to either hang on to a trade or enter a trade with a lot more confidence and clarity. And at the end of the day, right, this is a strategy that I found was being able to be replicable. I think that's the importance of it. I mean, once a strategy gives you the edge and you can replicate this time and again to gain consistent profits, yeah, I think it adds on to the overall confidence I have as a trader whenever I take trades.
Have you tried using the auto boxes in other instruments except for forex and maybe indexes or gold on oil? Have you tried using in other instruments?
Yes. So not only on forex, but gold and oil, even on metals. Yeah. So and sometimes I even use it on cryptos lah, but that is like really very rare. So across commodities, forex, oil and gas, even stocks sometimes. Actually, the quarter box is a very universal concept that can be applied to all instruments. So I think it doesn't limit
Yes.
you to what you can trade into.
Yeah, in fact, that for the quarter boxes, it's very useful if you're doing stocks. If you can put in the quarter boxes, right, for stocks, you find that generally it gives a very, very clear view. Like recently, last year, when we had a increase in Hang Seng, all right, that can be spotted with the quarter boxes. I think I highlighted that for Hong Kong stocks as well. One question is for US stocks. Yes, definitely. All right, because you have to understand the auto boxes, right? It's all about support resistance. Okay, support resistance is consistent and can be used in any instrument. Even if you want to use it to buy property, that's fine. But the key thing is that you want to be very, very confident about the levels that you want to trade on. All right, and that's where the quantifying comes in. I think that's really very important, right? Okay, we probably come towards the end of the session, because I said that it's going to be a very simple, going to be a very short session on just showing you how to trade. So that's the gist of how we traded oil. So anything to add here, Pauline, in terms of your experience in trading oil? Because I think that you are really trading a lot on oil earlier.
Yeah. So when the opportunity comes, especially with the Autobox concept, right? Yeah, I will not give up the opportunity lah to trade. So I hope to see more and more people get to know about this Autobox concept, and yeah, together we can make more money in the market. Yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot, Pauline. All right, so I thought that if this is the case, let me just go through, all right, our program. Okay, so this is our program here. Uh, if you, for audiences out there, I know a lot of you guys are my students, but if you are not, then I don't think that you want to miss the Alien War course, because Pauline took the course and right now is running her own business as well as trading. All right, so she has a recurring income to run her own business, and then she has this trading income, and then that is something that I want to encourage also. All right, so if you want, you can take the module one, which is free of charge. All right, so just go to the website to take it. In there, you're going to learn what is wash and rinse. Okay, but the second part, which is module two, all right, is our full course. Okay, and this is chargeable, which in fact Autobox is being included. Not only Autoboxes, we have also our other indicators, like for example the one that shows wash and rinse, which draws basically a buy sell arrow, and then we're going to have the robot to do automation. So Pauline mentioned that just now, that we use a lot of automations, and of course, we have our twice weekly webinars where I share with you, and Pauline also later on will be sharing with you in her coaching class. Okay, because she is going to do a coaching session for our students, okay, our community, really more of a hand-holding coaching session together with me. All right, the nice things about this is that the cost is 100% fully refunded, the course fee. All right, so you can just take this link here, which is bit.ly/tor2266. Nice number to remember. All right, and that course fee is 100% refunded in cash, and the course fee includes the auto boxes, which includes our indicators, our robots, and our support, our trade, etc. All right, so a lot of you guys are my students. I hope that you can introduce new friends to join this program, because then the promotion is until 30th March. We do not know whether these will be renewed or not. All right, quick questions quickly. Can I renew after the 1 year of course? All right, yes, you can. All right, you can renew to use our indicators. Must I pay the course fee first? Yes, you must, and then you have it refunded. Is it suitable for newbies? Yes, with the coaching session, with the hand holding session, all right, with the tons and tons of supports that we have, I think that it is very, very suitable for newbies and as well as assisting traders. I don't think that you're going to have any program that is similar to the Tor course. All right. Lastly, again, that get an edge in trading. So a lot of people try to do self-study. Don't do that, because you find that it's going to be a long, winding road. Get this program and have it fully refunded. In other words, your cost fee will be actually $0. All right. I'm just gonna take some questions in case that we do have any questions. So let's see. All right. I think there are some questions from Kumar. Is module 2 content similar to module 1? No, they are totally different. You need module 1 in order to have the comprehensive, the full understanding of the strategy. But module 2 is not the same as module 1. You can't do without module 1, but in order to know how to trade, you cannot do without module 2. All right. Of course, then it's not only about module 1 or 2, it's also because of our support. Does this indicator work only on XC or Blueberry or any other MT4? The indicators work on all brokers. All right, but only one problem. Your brokers needs to meet a certain criteria. Okay, because if you look at auto boxes and how it's being drawn, all right, that boxes cannot have an extra bar. So some brokers will have an extra bar on a Sunday night time. Okay, Sunday night time, our time. Okay, then you find that it cannot be used. Okay, so this is something that's very, very important. All right. Need to pay subscription after 12 months. Yes, if you want to continue to renew it, you need to pay after 12 months. Now, let me just flash this slide here where I mentioned that you have to pay after 12 months. Okay, let me just get that for you. This particular slide. Okay, you have to renew your subscription if you would like to continue after 12 months. So, in fact, right, the first 12 months is free because then that's fully refunded. Now, should you be wanting to continue on with our program, then yes, you have to renew that. Okay, and of course, then it's on the ground that you continue to be profitable. All right. So if you're not profitable, then you have the right to stop using it. Okay. In fact, that a lot of our students, in fact, that probably about 90% continue with after 12 months. Okay. All right. Maybe Pauline want to explain what is the alien room. That's one question that came out. What is the alien rooms? A lot of people thinking, what's the alien room like?
Yeah, so basically, when you log into the alien room, right, you will get access to the Tuesdays and Thursdays webinars because all these, in case you cannot attend, right, they are actually recorded, so you can watch the replay or you can even revisit some of the things that Binni taught in the twice weekly webinars. Yeah.
In fact, the alien room is our support. So, for example, just like MacBook is not a book, all right, and Apple Care is not a care, then the alien room is not a room. Okay, so that's how I always explain to others. It is more like you come to a program, all right, and in this program you have the support, you have the use of the indicators or the robots, you have access to our training. So it's a comprehensive like a solution, it's a support. Okay, all right, so you need to have this alien room subscription like Apple Care, all right, in order to receive all this benefits to join our program. All right. Okay. Yeah, so right magic, you got your refund in 2 weeks. That's good. We have people who gotten their refund in less than 2 days. Okay. So definitely this is not a gimmick, it's not a scam, because we are very concerned about scam, right, Pauline?
Yes.
Yeah. In fact, there was I received some calls. When I see a strange number, oh, is that scam? I'm so scared to receive phone calls right now. Yeah. Okay. Thanks a lot for joining us this session. All right. And thanks, Pauline, for joining me in this session. I just thought that perhaps that if you do have other questions, all right, just leave us a message, right, to let us know what you would like us to cover. All right. And then we will want to cover in the next streaming to come. Okay. All right. Any other questions for Pauline before we end the session, the live streaming today? Okay, no other questions. Thanks a lot. And thanks, Pauline, for your time.
Thanks,
All right.
Binni.
And
Thanks,
good
everyone.
night. I will see you guys in the next streaming. Good night. Bye bye.
Bye bye.